Hey everybody, this is Tom with The Board Gamer. Picture this. It's a crisp autumn evening. You look up, not a cloud in the sky. All you see is an ocean of twinkling stars. You look down. A vast lake fills with what looks like those very same twinkling stars. You can't tell where the real sky ends and the water begins in this beautiful and magical display of the Harvest Festival. Today we're going to travel back to Imperial China and be master artisans and experience the breathtaking tradition of lanterns, the Harvest Festival. Let's go over how it's played and come back for a review. Lanterns the Harvest Festival is a 2 to 4 player game for ages 8 and up with an average gameplay time of 30 minutes. The basic overview of lanterns is to play lake tiles to collect matching lantern cards that face each player to later turn in for dedication tiles, which earn the player points. The player with the most points wins. Game setup. Begin with the starting lake tile being placed face down in the center of the table. This tile can be identified by the boat in the center. Lantern cards are separated by color and placed within reach of all players. Favor tokens are also placed nearby. Dedication tokens are also placed within reach. They are stacked numerically in descending order and separated by type. The 3 types consist of a one of each dedication, which requires 1 lantern of each color to be collected, the 3 pair dedication, which requires 3 pairs of different colored lanterns to be collected, as well as the 4 of a kind dedication, which requires 4 of one color lantern to be collected. All lake tiles are shuffled and placed within reach of all players. Once shuffled, deal 3 lake tiles to each player. With setup complete, let's start the game. Spin the face down starting tile and then flip it over. Adjust the tile so the lanterns are facing each player. In this example, the red lanterns are facing the player to the right. The blue lanterns, the top player. The black lanterns are facing the player to the left. And the bottom player has the white lanterns facing them. The player with the red lanterns facing them will be the first player. They will receive the little wooden boat, which is the first player marker, as well as a red lantern card. In clockwise order, each player will receive a lantern card corresponding to the lantern color facing them. However, if there are no more lanterns of that color available, they will receive nothing. On each player's turn, they may take up to 2 optional actions and 1 mandatory action. The first optional action a player may take is to exchange 1 card for another. In order to perform this action, they must spend 2 favor tokens. The second optional action a player can take is making a dedication. A dedication is made by turning in the required cards for a dedication tile. Please note, this is the only way to score points in the game. The mandatory action that must be taken on every player's turn is placing a lake tile from their hand next to one that is already in play. There are two types of lake tiles: platform tiles, which have a square with a picture on them, and regular tiles with only lanterns. When placing a tile, be aware of the direction the lanterns on the tile face. That will determine what cards are distributed to each player. If you place a tile and match any of the sides with the existing tile, the player who played the tile gets those colored cards as a bonus. In this example, the bottom player played a tile with the matching red lanterns. Therefore, that player receives a red lantern card as well as a white lantern card. Proceeding clockwise, all other players receive the corresponding lantern cards marked on the tile facing them. If the player had played a platform tile instead, they would still receive the red lantern card for matching, but they would also receive a favor token for matching with a platform tile. And let's not forget the lantern card that was facing the player. After a player places their tile, they draw a new one. Play continues until all tiles have been played. Once that happens, a final round of dedication occurs, and then finally players add together all their dedication tokens. The player with the most points wins the game. And that's how you play Lanterns. Lanterns is a beautiful Zen-like game. Although it may seem simple, I find the engagement of lanterns to vary based on who is playing. I've had nice casual playthroughs as well as heavier strategic playthroughs, and both felt very satisfying. Of course, the type of player will determine the length of the game. It typically averages about 30 minutes, short enough to keep casual gamers invested, but long enough to not be a throwaway game for hobbyists. Now for the components. The components include lake tiles, which are easy to interpret and quite sturdy. It looks like a lot of time and detail went into their creation. Now for the platform tiles, I find them to be a bit more difficult to understand at a glance and seem inconsistent with the art styles we see in the main lake tiles and boat tiles. They seem more reminiscent of clip art. Although the lantern cards are illustrated beautifully, I do find them to be quite small. I'm not the type of player that uses card sleeves, but if you are, this might bother you. One thing I do truly enjoy is the first come, first served nature of the dedication tokens. I think this adds a bit of strategy in a game that seems more luck-based. Don't get me wrong, luck is always involved when playing with other players, but you can always build a strategy around it. The gameplay style is really up to you. Now, using the favor tokens is not really something I go out of my way to collect, but can help you if you just need that one other card than what you have in your hand to complete that dedication. Now, I find lanterns to be very enjoyable and accessible for all types of players. It is easy to teach and easy to learn. Although I think it works best with 4 players, I would consider Lanterns to be a calm and relaxing board game. This board gamer says Lanterns the Harvest Festival is a delight. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified about new videos. If you like this game, check out our video on the app version.